What is going on, everybody? Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds. You are joining me today for a special live stream. I am, just to preface this, I just got back from Computex in Taipei, Taiwan, and unfortunately I got COVID on the trip, so I am very sick. I've been isolated from the family since Wednesday. Took a look at my my Ambient RG Cube that I got. I did a video for that first. But ever since Wednesday, I have been testing out the Odin 2 Mini and playing with it as much as I can in between just feeling very bad and sleep deprived and jet lagged. So today, Saturday, I decided, you know what? It's time to film the Odin 2 review. I've spent 72 hours with it. I'm ready for that. But I'm really freaking bored and would like some social interaction, to be honest. And so, Mike, let's just live stream making the review. So this will be a little different. I won't be probably interacting as much with you all as I start doing takes and recording for this review. But I figured let you watch the process, and you all can be my co-hosts and help me out maybe when I stumble a bit and my brain goes a bit foggy with questions. And then after I'm finished filming that section, then I'll do game requests and take any questions you might have, and we can test stuff out more and get some extra footage going. And you all can be part of the review video with me. So live chat, how are you all doing today? Happy Saturday, by the way. Make sure you're hydrated. Yuki, you are not stuck with COVID. COVID is stuck with you. Give it hell. Yeah, you know what? Every convention I go to, CES, I got COVID. The next year, actually, I didn't. I just got really sick afterwards. And then, yeah, Computex. It's just kind of like expected. It's part of the experience, if anything. So I've been practicing getting my voice not all gravelly sounding for like the last 2 days. Like, all right, let's emulate the usual voice, but it is a physical effect I am attempting to put on it right now. So I don't sound as gravelly. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. Evening, everybody. So we're in the pre-section here, just kind of hanging out for a few minutes. How's the audio sound and the video look? Anything do you think we should adjust? Do I look super pale? Conventionitis. Perfect. All right, so here's the face footage, and here's the overhead. Lighting look good for everybody? Awesome, thank you. All right, well, let's kind of dig into it a bit here. Got to get some good music going. COVID doesn't fit Stubbs nubs. Thank you. You're all going to be my moral support through this experience. This will be interesting. And I'm standing up, so I might eventually sit down. But I'm going to attempt to stand up because my voice is sounding better when I'm standing up right now. So stretch it out. This is what we do before the podcast. We always stretch it out. We get our fucks out. We get all the swears out, get it out of our system, and then we step up to the mic and we say, all right, we're going to go live now. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to film section 1, and this is going to be just the intro to the video. And we got to have the desk. We got to have the desk come up. That's the new thing. Oh no, it's going back down. Oh no, first kerfuffle of the day. Oh well, it's okay. Screw it, we'll do it live. What's going on, everybody? Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds. Today we're going to take a look at the AYN Odin 2 Mini, and this is a brand new Android handheld sent for review from AYN. It has many of the qualities of the Odin 2, except it's smaller with a mini LED, and it looks very much like a PlayStation Vita. So we're going to unbox, take a look, and I'm going to give my review today and give you all my thoughts. I've had it for 72 hours now and had a good chance to play with it and try it out, and cannot wait to tell you all my thoughts. We're going to compare it to some of our favorite Android handhelds like the AYN Odin 2, other high performers like the RG556, and even prior models. So, oh, and the cut, retake, and the AYN Neo Pocket Air. Well, all right, enough of my yapping. Let's hop in. Okay, so that's section 1 done. Hello, Team Pandori. Hello, sir. Okay, any other comparisons we should do? Definitely the Pocket Air. Definitely Odin 2, RG556, and I'm sure I'm forgetting one right now for the high-end Android segment. Let's go take a look at the shelf. Whew. Getting out of breath, guys. Okay. Turn this music down, honestly. Rudy, what's up, man? Hung out with Rudy at Computex. Good to see you, man. Thanks, man. What are we doing next? All right, so my flow here says I'm going to talk about my experience with the handheld so far. I got some other handhelds that we'll do for the comparisons section. Odin 2, the Odin Lite, AYN Neo Pocket Air, Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, Razer Edge, actually. I'm going to do Razer Edge, and Odin 2, and RG556. So I think that should be a pretty good section. I don't have a Vita right now, which is a bummer, because that would have been perfect for this, but what are you going to do? And I'm actually turning the music off just so I can focus a little bit better. Okay, so my experience so far with the Odin 2 Mini, up to this point, you know, I haven't been using my Odin 2 a lot, and it's funny, it's the most powerful handheld that I've owned for Android by far, forever. I've just been, for playing and stuff, I've been using my Steam Deck mainly, and just for leisure and all that. And the Odin 2 Mini piqued my interest because it has, it's smaller, it's more pocketable. I might reach for it more if the weight is balanced a bit better, and if it's light, just lighter weight in general. And so the reason that I haven't been using my Odin 2 in the last many months, even though it's the best, it's the king. It's just because it's just a bit too big, just a bit too big and a bit too heavy for me, like grabbing it on the go. And so I've been much more leaning towards just a Linux handheld, a smaller handheld like the RG35XX SP or something. And so I, you know, give me the Odin 2 just a little bit smaller, and to get me over that hump of like, okay, I'm going to grab this, put it in my bag, and go. And I can say in the last few days since I've been testing it and trying it out, it's definitely one I would carry with me. The weight is so much lighter weight. It's so much more balanced, and it's just a better feeling handheld to me overall. that it's been really cool. And now I love my Odin too, like especially this purple colorway. Like I love this thing. Okay. And playing it at home is freaking awesome. And it's the best there is. But more often than not, I'm looking for that more just ergonomic portable handheld and something a little smaller. And then when I'm around the house, honestly, then I just use the Steam Deck. If it runs out of battery, I plug it in. Because it's pick up and play. It's not Android. And that's sort of been my experience. So, which brings us today to the Odin 2 Mini. This one is, without a doubt, fulfilled all of my expectations of it. It's filled expectations of the screen, the mini LED. You know, people talk about vignetting. We'll talk about that. We'll get into that. But in the first day I had it, I said, you know, this is frustrating. It's annoying. You see the vignette at all. But then as I was playing on it, I forgot about the vignette. I just forgot about it. You're getting engaged in the gameplay. You're not seeing it when you're playing the games as often. When you're on a menu screen, like on a white screen, you're gonna see the edges a bit. But then you just, I don't know. I stopped noticing it after a day, and like I have to mentally make sure I call it out in the review, because you know what I mean. Like it's just not a huge deal in the end to me. And so that's been my experience. Mini LED as a technology is interesting. For TVs, I've avoided it because you tend to get blooming. You know, you got zones of the TV that aren't lit up as brightly as other zones. And so I always say skip straight to OLED, skip straight to that technology, which is going to give you the deepest blacks, those inky blacks. But on regular IPS displays, you can save some money. So I'd say, you know, IPS or give me the inky black OLED and I'll pay that premium knowing I'm getting that. And so I've never really liked the hybrid technology, but after actually getting into games and playing them and a little introduction on the Pimax Portal QLED, I have to say that, yeah, the blacks are better than IPS, not as inky black as OLED, but when you're playing in the dark, when I've been sick, so I've been playing in bed mostly. In fact, I filmed a video last night for this handheld in bed. And it would have been kind of funny. Okay, it would have been like, you know, I don't know, like Brian Wilson. Been watching a lot of Beach Boys stuff lately. It would have been like him in his bathrobe, you know, working on Pet Sounds or something like that. Not comparing myself to the genius of Brian Wilson, but just to the fact that he worked in his bathrobe a lot in the 70s for like 10 years. And so I thought it was a funny idea for a video, but the audio turned out awful and the footage is super grainy and like, you know, there's just dog hair everywhere. So I was like, nah, I'm going to delete that and we'll do a live stream today. And so that's kind of what you're here with me now. We're doing this. And once again, those joining, welcome. I am off the cuff filming segments for my review. So it's going to be a little kind of static interaction here for a bit as I get these parts recorded for the review video. And then I'm going to do regular live stream Q&A game testing afterwards. So that's what we're doing. Zoo from Zoo Reviews. Hello, sir. How are you all doing out there? Rudy, you got to get an Odin 2. Get the Odin 2 Mini though now. And I'm getting to that point. It's like mini LEDs like LED itty bitty. Yes, exactly. Midnight. So yeah, back to the Odin 2 Mini here. So this mini LED technology is cool and it does give you those nice blacks. So once you dial in the screen a bit, which I figured out where in the settings, and I'll show you where you can do that to really amp up the saturation a bit more. Oh yeah. Yeah. You got a retro stew going here. Okay. Like this is good stuff. So, all right, let's, I've rambled enough. Let's move on to the next segment, which is going to be unboxing. Unboxing incoming. Let's get some new music going. Let's get the chill vibe going for the unboxing. The unboxing. I've already unboxed it, but unboxing is happening in a minute. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Can we solo lay out this one? There we go. Hey James. Yeah, so we're casually filming a review video for the Odin 2 Mini together, and you're all my co-hosts, and thank you for helping film my review. You'll get your royalty payment. Have my people call your people. Okay, so you want trinkets. Okay, so I got Snorlax. He's my favorite Pokemon. I got him in a little store called Don Don Donki in Taipei, and he was like $2, and he's so cute. I don't know if I really like Ash that much. It's kind of annoying, to be honest, a bit, in my mind. I like the Pokemon themselves a lot more than Ash. But this is a cool figure, and I thought my son would like it, but he was like, "No, I don't want that." And then he wanted my Mario stuff, my Koopa Troopa plush instead. So, so now I have Ash here, and then of course I have my Stubbs nubs. Oh, we have Odin sizing and retro sizing nubs. I should get those out. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Don't buy a handheld from me in the next 2 weeks. I'm sorry, Aish, that I disrespected Ash. I just like... I'm sorry. I like the Pokemon more than the trainers. That's all. I'm not a big fan of the trainer idea. I just like the Pokemon themselves. Yeah, I gotta wash. I have my sanitizing wipes here. I'm sorry, everybody. His name is Satoshi. Sorry, Aish. Sorry, everybody. Okay, and then we come to my cat. The cat is actually a... this was a present from ETA Prime. On the ETA Prime, by the way, everybody, is just, like, super cool. He never shows his face on camera, really, or hangs out with the community, it seems like. But meeting him in person, he was just a really nice guy, and he treated us, me and Rudy and the Fox and Cyber Dopamine. We were all just... He took us under his wing, took us around town, and at the end of the trip, he bought us all souvenirs for hanging out with him. It was awesome. So ETA Prime bought me this cat on the last day, and I said I'll treasure him forever. He's made out of I want to say ceramic, maybe, or glass. It's like really fragile, so I was so afraid on the long plane ride home that he would get broken, but made it okay. So this is gonna live on my desk now. He has a little pillow. Look at that. That's cool. I may have gave ETA Prime COVID, or he gave it to me. I don't know, but I'm sorry if that is the case to one of us. Did I check the cat for bugs? How are the temps on the cat? Yeah, I guess I should get my equipment out, huh? Sorry, Rudy. Sorry. Hey, I told you, man. I was feeling sick at the airport, man. I was like, hey, stay away from me. I'm not feeling good. And you're like, nah, we're fine. We're fine. We're just jet lagged. I'm like, oh, you're right. You're right. So I'm sorry, man, though. I hope you feel better. This one's been a beast this time. I don't know. All right, I got the temps on the cat. Got 77 degrees, 76. Maybe there's an AI in there. I don't know. But I have a... so there's a few fun things coming before I do this unboxing. I have a video from me and the Fox coming out, a co-review on some of those x86 Zotac handheld, this XPG handheld. And then I have a travel log video of adventures around the city with the different people, including ETA Prime, who agreed to be on camera. I just got to send him the footage to approve first. We went shoe shopping and then got some retro games, and it was fun. Ate some good food. Okay. Did I take my temp? Thank you. I haven't taken it today yet. I'm on the mend a bit. Just yeah, it's annoying. Thanks, Rudy. We'll get through this together, man. All right, let's unbox this sucker and film that. Let's film that segment together. So what I do when I film an unboxing, first you got to flip the handheld towards the camera like this. All right, and we're back. Ooh, what do we got here? AYN card. Oh, we got specs sheet. Is now as good a time as any to get the specs out of the way? Should we do a lightning round? Coming in with the processor, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 4 nanometers. That's tiny. CPU is a 1 Gold Plus at 3.2 gigahertz, 4 Gold at 2.8 gigahertz, 3 Silver at 2 gigahertz. GPU is rocking an Adreno 740. Memory is a LPDDR5, 8 gigabytes. And there's also a 12 gigabyte configuration. I need to drink some water. Sorry, everybody. Memory is a DDR5, 8 gigabyte option, or 12 gigabytes. For storage, there is a UFS 4.0, 128 gig, or 256 option, whether you get the base or the Pro there. The base or the standard model. I think that's how we denominate those, right? Screen actually is rocking a 5-inch mini LED at 1920 by 1080. This is a touchscreen display. Video output is HDMI and DisplayPort. Has Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.3, USB 3.1 Type-C with micro HDMI, 3.5 millimeter headphone out. OS is rocking Android 13. Battery is at 5,000 milliamp hours. Has active cooling with different stages of cooling. Charging power is 65 watt with quick charge 5.0. Size is 198 by 85.8 by 19.5 millimeters. Weight is 320 grams. And it looks like a PlayStation Vita. AYN is a Vita confirmed. Ooh. Let's get that autofocus going. Come on, camera. Let's take that again. Why is it not focusing? It's probably because of the box. Let's get the box out of there. There we go. Ooh, okay, there you go. Oh, it's focusing on the light. Yeah, good call. I just need to get some close-ups here. And Capitan. Yes, you're saying comes with a cable, not power brick. Correction. It comes with a 65-watt cable, not a brick itself. Super high-quality cable. That feels nice. Did I read that wrong, or is that on the card? Okay, it doesn't specify. Okay. But it comes with the cable anyways, not a charger. 25 watt max, not 65 watt. Well, that it does say on the card. 65 watt quick charge 5.0. Not my brain. Not my brain that time, Capitan. So we're 1 for 1 now. 25 watt max, not 65. But let's test it, yes. That's good. I just need some good B-roll here. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. All right, so that looks good. And the cable, 24 watts, once again, not 65, but let's double check. We'll test. Get some dust off here. All right, so now we're going to look at the shell, feel, fit, finish, ergonomics, all that good stuff. So this is a pre-production unit, but as far as I understand, this is the final shell, and it's a really nice matte shell, not collecting fingerprints too badly. I mean, it's a bit smudgy, a bit, but much improved from some of the earlier models. I like that it's kind of like a rubber, slightly rubberized coating, I want to say. That's what it reminds me of. But I believe my shoulder buttons are not final. And I messaged Nicole to confirm, so hopefully I hear back from her, maybe during the stream, to confirm what the case is there. Yeah, and then I don't have a Vita to compare it with right now, but this looks, first impressions here are, this thing looks like a PlayStation Vita. That was the first thing I thought when I got it. It's like, this is right on the nose. I like the small bezel. You have the Vita style D-pad. Nice pivot there. The buttons, you're not going to be able to pick it up on my mic right now with how it's set up, but I'll overdub the button sounds later. But I can tell you that they're a mushy rubber membrane, but there's this kind of a tactility to the face buttons on these. And as far as I know, these are new face buttons from AYN. Like, I don't think we've seen these before. They feel unique to me. They feel, I mean, they're smaller. There's the Odin Light. They're smaller than that, and they're smaller than the Odin 2. So if we want to take a quick look. Sorry, Snorlax. So here's the first Odin shell. This is an Odin Light. There's the Odin 2 Pro. And here's the Max. I don't know if the dimensions are the same as the Vita. If somebody can confirm, I have no idea. I don't have a Vita right now is the problem. I have calipers though. If we want to take a look-see. Let's get that zeroed out. There we go. Should we take sizings? I got 7.3 on the face buttons. These are a little, okay, these are a little bit bigger. These are 7.55 for the Odin Lite. And I think they're the same for the Odin 2 Pro. Well, getting 7.45. Yeah, 7.3 is what I'm getting. Okay, so there you go. Let's get an ambient temperature for the room. 76.2. 70, we'll say 76. Hey, Clef, man. How you doing, man? So there you go. All right, so getting back to the shell feel. So I really like the plastic. It feels nice. The one thing I had concerns on was the ergonomics with this thing. There's no bump out. And while you're not going to feel the nice ergonomics as something like the RG Cube, which this thing has probably my new favorite standard in ergonomics, just with how it is. I mean, like, it's just a nice grip. And you're not getting something as ergonomic as the Odin 2 or the glorious comfort of the RG556. You are getting something what feels like to me more ergonomic than the original Odin. Let me retake that. Than the original Odin. And definitely more than the slab of the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. It feels sort of on par to the grip style, to how it feels to hold anyways. Not bump out, but how it feels to hold the AYN Pocket Air. So it's flat. It's a bit more flat. But what you do have anyways is you have these nice rubber, not rubber, some sort of plastic. It's very matte feeling, grippy, kind of grip indents here on the back. And if we want to take a look. And so that feels really good. And here's the thing, is that the weight balance on this is so much improved to me. It's not only lighter weight, but the way the balance is centered across the handheld feels really good to one hand. Like, you can one hand this, two hand this, and you can even kind of hold it like that. And that feels really comfortable to hold. And you could hold this for how lightweight it is. You could just kind of hold it very lightly for quite a long time. So I don't know that ergonomics are a concern for me anymore on this. You know, your fingers kind of naturally grab on right there. And it feels like a lightweight phone or something in my hands. Like, it's not bad. Compared to the Odin 2, which to me feels a bit heavier. You know, it is well balanced. It is well balanced weight, but it's just, again, heavy. I'm going to turn down my light a bit. Let's see if that helps with some of that. some of that adjusting issues. There, that's better. It does feel better to me than the Odin 2 as far as the weight. So, yeah, I'm a really big fan of that. It's one thing I noticed immediately. Oh, yeah, but yeah, the Odin 2 is more comfortable. You're going to sit down and play. Yes, this is ergonomic. This is more comfortable, more of a luxurious experience. Get the face light off of it. That might help, actually. Thanks, James. See you later. Okay, I think that's better now. So yeah, I like the feel. Moving. Yeah, I always have a problem with black colored handhelds on my camera. So we're just having to fight it a bit. Oh, I see. It's catching. Yeah. We could turn off the face light. That's one thing we could do as well. Is that too dark, you think? If that looks all right, we'll just carry forward with that. I can turn up the side lighting a bit. This is $399. Got it, Rudy. That's all right. We'll just be a bit more careful with angles. The thickness is not uncomfortable, no. Yeah, it's just really... I wish I had my scale in here. It's super lightweight feeling. So I like how it's distributed. And it's 320 grams. So that 320 grams... Yeah, and it feels... Here's the thing, everybody, is this feels like a quality product. Like, this feels like a high-end premium device. Moving on to our thoughts on the buttons. Yeah, the D-pad pivot, that Vita pivot feels really nice. These are smaller joysticks. I believe they're the same ones from the Odin 2, so they're going to be Hall effect. They're... Yeah, they look like they're the same, and we can confirm. Let me get some nubs. Here's one of my favorites, the Retroid Pocket 2S. 4.3 Android handheld. So here's my Stubbs nubs, made by the 3D Printed Studio, and these are the Odin 2 and Retroid 2S sizes. So let's crown the new AYN King. Ooh, look at that. perfect fit. Get those spikes going. Maybe this will help the camera focus too. And here's the other thing, is that you can get AYN nubs to put on here to raise them a bit. And you can get fun stickers. So let's also take a look at the website real quick together. So let's switch gears for a second. We'll get back to the sticks and buttons in a minute, but so right now during the pre-order period there are coupons, and there are coupons here, and for limited to the first 100 there was a $50 coupon, limited to the first 250 was a $30 coupon, and limited to the first 300 was a $20 coupon. I'm sure those are all used up by now, but for the rest of the pre-order period there is still a $10 off coupon, and you can pre-order this on ayntech.com. Link is in our description if you're interested. If you're interested in this, link in our description. It goes for $339 right now for the base, or $399 for the Pro, which this is the Pro, by the way. I should have mentioned this earlier on. But this is the... What is this? This is the Pro 12 plus 256. So you got 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of UFS 4 storage, the black SKU. There's also a white model here, which I like the look of it, but I actually was excited and hoping to get the black model this time, change things up a bit, and there's fun stickers you can get as accessories. So 2 SKU colors, $339 or $399. Mini LED screen, all that good stuff. All pre-orders include a free protective bag and screen protector from 5/21 till 6/21. So you have another, what, week, 2 weeks left to get that deal, and the $10 off. So I don't even have the bag here or a screen protector, so I don't have those to show you, but I'm probably going to order one of those myself. As well as here's some joystick hats, a mini 65-watt charger, Odin 2 Super Dock for $48. And then, they matched the Stubbs nubs pricing. My nubs are also $4. Nice. And also Odin 2 mini stickers, which are $5. And this is the star of the show for me, everybody. Okay, this is like, take a look at these stickers. Where in the world are they? Okay, let's go. Accessories. Stickers. So that's for the white SKU, and here's for the black. This is a really neat purple sticker set. I like that a lot. Both of them. I need that in my life, so I need to order that later. Because otherwise, you just got a slab. You got a black or white slab of plastic here, which looks nice enough, but I mean. Oh, wait, you weren't seeing the stickers, were you? Okay, let me switch over here and let me do that part again. And here is the Odin 2 mini stickers. So you have options for the white SKU, you have options for the black SKU, and here's a nice purple. I really like that one as well. That looks cool, kind of a panda theme, and then a more bright purple with pointy nipples, red dots on the joysticks there. That's good. I need this in my life. I need these stickers. They're $5. Spruce up your handheld. There you go. And go back over here again. Yeah, as well as the case. Let's look at the case. So there's the joystick caps, $4. The case is $12 on sale right now, so $3 off. There's the screen protector. Form-fitted case, that looks pretty cool. There's a 100-watt charger they have for the Odin 2, but I'm guessing it's not necessary for this, especially if it's supposedly capping off at 24 watts. So we'll need to test that. All right. Nice. Not too bad. How's everybody feeling out there? Bob, Mr. Bob Wolf, what's going on, man? How you feeling today? We're just filming a review here on the fly. The Odin 2 Mini. Bob, I have to say, if you're watching this, how big of a fan I am of your ad sponsors. You're the reason why I got the facial skin products that I use now, and it was a brilliant ad sponsor. So that was good. Like, you actually sit and watch them. A lot of ad sponsors you skip past, but I'm like, all right, this is like its own entertaining video within itself. I like that. That's cool. Yeah, I know. I got to take some inspiration when I do my upcoming ad spots for this and that. Okay. Back to the handheld. So I like the joystick sizes. I really like the joystick sizes. And let's get this going here. I like the concave feeling of them. The pivot is really nice. They're not too loose, which I like, and they don't grind along the edge as you go here. Let me get, there we go. Thank you, autofocus. There you go. Looking along the top here, again, this is not a finalized shoulder button on this, but the click on here is very satisfying. Camera, there you go. So this feels like a Vita's shoulder. Like it mimics that feeling in that satisfying click so well. Also along the top, you have the power button, volume up and down, video out, and micro SD card slot. I've put a 512 Samsung Evo. I'm sorry, no. This is the Samsung 512 Pro Plus card in there. And loaded it up with some of my favorite games. L2 and R2 feel pretty good. It feels similar to a Vita, but I would say it's improved over a Vita for sure. The analog L2 and R2. And then for exhaust, you have two exhausts up here and then the intake here. And yes, everybody, okay, just for now, I'm going to do the vent smell. It is simply exquisite. It's good plastic, 120%. Good. Yeah, face buttons, though, feel good. I wish they would give me a little more pushback, I suppose. What's the word I'm thinking of? I wish they would not fight me a bit more, but just wouldn't go down as easy. I'm talking like 5% less. So this is nitpicky territory now, okay? But yeah, that all feels great. Let's turn this handheld on. Let's turn it on from scratch, in fact. Let's get our thumbnail shot. There we go. Okay, next section I'm going to be filming here is comparisons. So before we get to software, actually that's a better thumbnail shot. So yeah, we're going to do size comparisons really quick. before moving over to the software. First, in the smaller handheld category, the Retroid Pocket 2S. This is going to be a little bit, of course, wider on either sides, and this is going to be way overpowering the T610 chip that's in here, but it's still, I think, a nice size comparison. Next up, we have the brand new toy of the week, the RG Cube. And that's a joke, by the way. I really like the RG Cube. It's really cool. I'm finding new use cases for one-by-one content and games. So just the look and feel of this. Yeah, watch my video if you haven't. I am in general just a fan of this, but there is some light bleed. And now they've fixed the light bleed for the retail units. So I have been told and heard. So that was my one big thing with this handheld. But anyways, there's a size comparison for you there. I'm going to do a shmup video, I think, for it next or something. Zoo might actually do it instead. He was talking about doing that in 3DS and featuring more content tailored towards the screen, which makes sense. Makes sense. Here's the Pocket Air. RG556, quite a bit smaller than the RG556. Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. Similar sizing there. Pocket 4 Pro is going to be much lighter weight in general. A Razer Edge with its 21 by 9 screen. 20, or maybe it's 20 by 9 screen. Here it is with the Odin Lite by itself. Odin 2 Pro by itself. And the Steam Deck OLED. The big boy. That is a stark contrast. You know what, everybody? Like, this would be such a cool pairing for a trip. You just bring the Odin 2 Mini combined with the Steam Deck. Between these two handhelds, you can play literally every Android game, everything you need to emulate. That would be, if you had two handhelds, I would say, for me today, as of right now, if I only had two, because of the form factor and pocketability and portability, I might go with these two. I reserve the right to change that opinion, but for now, I think that's a really cool pairing. Yeah, the deck is huge in comparison. It really is. Let's get some better lighting there. What are we doing next? My notes say after comparisons, we're looking at software. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the fun. Look at this screen, which I'm sure is what people might be waiting for. My dog is yelling. 1 second. Lucy, are you okay? I'm gonna close the door, okay? Yeah. You waiting for dinner? Okay. I love you too. Love you too. Good dog. Yeah. Good pup. Oh. I got an old pug. She's turning 13. She's our potato dog, and I love her. Yeah, we have Lucy, and we have a golden retriever pup named Zoe. Well, she's 3 now, not a pup anymore. And then we have a 3-year-old husky named Jenna, and they're both adorable. Really nice dogs. Okay. Let's look at this mini LED screen. And the main thing that I have been told and I've seen with my own eyeballs is this vignetting around the screen. So we should probably do a deep dive into that. And I'm going to try. There's a video that it's going to feature the screen well. So I'm going to look that up on YouTube on here. And I hope I'm signed in. Yeah, I'm signed in. This has not really been set up or anything yet. I did some like basic setup just to play some games for the last few days and test things out, but it's not going to be fully set up for all the testing I want to do for the video. There's some additional things. And so what I'm trying to say is please be patient with me as I go through and stumble and argue with Android. It's, if you've seen some of my prior Android live streams, you'll know that it's an operating system that fights me along the way. I love it, but it can be frustrating. You too, I'm sure, have had some fun setting up your Android handhelds. But let me tell you, once you have them set up, how you like them, then they are just can be that next step above for customizability and just, yeah, getting what you want out of the device. So it's worth the effort, but it is nonetheless effort. So let's go to like a white page on Wikipedia. I think that's going to be the easiest. And so you can see the vignette. It's subtle, right? It almost looks like an effect. It almost looks like the effect you see when you're maybe playing a game like Fallout or something. Just a little bit of an effect along the edges. You know, and like I was saying in the introduction, the vignette is something that I noticed right away. Not only because it's been talked about, but because on this mini LED technology, you can tell that there's a vignette there when it's on a white screen. However, as I was playing more and more, I did not notice the vignette to be an issue. I forgot about it. It has a certain effect in games where maybe it's even focusing your vision a little bit more. Maybe that's a subtle side effect, but it wasn't bothering me. And I feel like I'm not seeing blooming. I feel like the light is evenly distributed throughout the backlighting of the panel here. And that was my other concern with mini LED and other QLED technology. The non-OLED devices, you see uneven lighting of the panel. And so I've seen this really consistent lighting. It is a beautiful screen. The blacks are very black to the point of near OLED levels. I mean, look at this. And we're going to lower the screen brightness even further so you can really let the colors pop. It is a fairly reflective screen, as you can see. Viewing angles are pretty good on this. And it's a really cool new technology that we're seeing here. So Pimax also did this with the QLED model of their Pimax portal. But this is taking it a step further. This looks better than the Pimax portal, while not looking as good as the screen on the Pocket Air or the RG556, being the pure OLED technology. But it's like, to me, it's about 90% there, you know? We're going to lower. So let's see how dim it gets. This is the lowest brightness it gets. And when you're playing in bed at night, I noticed that that's not dim enough. You need to get even dimmer than this, ideally. And so there's an option in here, and you have to manually add it by clicking on the pencil and then finding it. And it's called extra dim. Right there. And then you're going to go even dimmer. So that's about another, it's just like you have in your Android phone. That's another 10, 20% dim. And then you can really play all the lights off. And it's an awesome low light screen. But here, that's not all. Like, that's not the only thing. It's good in low light. And I noticed if you're going to play outside, this is probably one of the brightest freaking screens I have ever seen on a handheld, period. Not just Android, just period. You can't tell on camera just how bright this is, but it is very bright. I would have no problem playing this outside with direct sun on it, which that's exciting because we don't get a lot of handhelds that get that bright. So this thing is bright. But for me, I like lower light settings when I'm inside, and so especially when I'm filming. Let's get that going. Come on, there we go. You want to if you're just a tip if you're filming stuff is I learned this from Russ is you want to get the light level of the handheld just below where objects on the screen are going to start kind of blooming with light. So you want to keep pushing it down until you get really good definition, but to where it's not getting dark. So I'll usually adjust this per shot, like per game even. Sometimes just to different games have different brightness levels that pushes out. So I'll kind of have to do adjustments during. So that's pretty good, and that's going to look good with games. It's enough bright to go to the bathroom at night with it as a torch. I'm pretty sure this is the brightest screen we've ever had in a handheld. It is an amazing level of brightness. What word did I destroy? Aish. Vignette? No, Vig, V-I-G, Vignette. I'm also all congested. Vignette? Vignette. Or is it vignette? Is it vignette? How do you pronounce vignette? Is it vignette? Oh no, it is. It's vignette. Oh, I'm gonna have to retake all that, or just leave it in, and just people can make fun of me in the comments, like the comments are possibly making fun of me now. Vignette. All right, let me retake those words, and I'll overdub it later. The vignetting on the screen, is that the plural? Vignetting? Vignetted? I've been vignetted. This handheld has been vignetted. The V is silent. Vignette? The vignette on the screen? That doesn't sound right. Vignette. There's no V. Vignette. That doesn't sound correct. I think it's vignette, but not vignette. Vignette, or whatever I was saying before. I've been saying it that way for 35 years. I have no excuse. Anyways, the vignetting around the screen has not been a big deal for me, and has not been bothering me. Nonetheless, it is there, and do note that you will see it. It is subtle. It's not the end of the world, and I think it's worth it for those deep blacks and the extra saturation and awesomeness you get in the games, as you'll see in the next section. Fair? Fair? Fair. No, Aish. Not Big Nuts. My studio is called D's Nuts, but that's because my friend's son asked me to name it that. So Oh, they're pulling my leg. Okay. No, there is a V. Okay. That's what I thought. Vin, you almost had me. You know, the guys I was hanging out with at Computex, especially ETA Prime, he's a jokester, man. Him and Cyber Dopamine, they were just, and the Fox, they were teaming up to gaslight me into believing various things. They got me to believe that AMD bought NVIDIA for about 10 minutes, that Cyber Dopamine was the F-35 pilot and a world DDR championship master. This is going to be like in the video. And yeah, it was all masterminded by freaking ETA Prime. And he was just cracking up. I was like, are you messing with me? He finally broke the silence. He's like, yeah, we've been coming up with scenarios all night. I was like, damn it. And the Fox kept getting me too. I think it was like a YouTuber initiation ritual or something. I have no idea. But it was incredible. I laughed. And then he felt bad. And ETA Prime was like, I feel really bad that we messed with you. And I was like, I liked it. I appreciate it. I was like, God, trust me. I appreciate the giggles. But nevertheless, I spent the rest of the trip planning to get them back. And they won't know the time, the place, or the day it's going to happen. But one day, they'll all get a prank. Little pranky poo. Maybe they're going to have to review my Stubbs nubs and mail it to them unannounced. Okay. And the biggest freaking thing, okay, is that Cyber Dopamine and ETA convinced me that Cyber Dopamine's parents own 7-Eleven. So ETA Prime was like, can you get me a lifetime discount at 7-Eleven? Because there are 7-Elevens everywhere in Taipei. Like every street corner has a 7-Eleven, including inside the Asus headquarters. There is a 7-Eleven. It was crazy. And so I was like, you fly F-35 jets. You're a world DDR championship mastermind, and you're only 24, and your parents own 7-Eleven. Wait a minute. And then I was like, no, I'm being had. Too gullible. And they came clean and said, yeah. Unforgivable. No, it was fun. It was fun. It was good. I should get back to filming the next part of this video. I really believed it. At first, because I trust them. These are coming from other YouTubers who I trust, mind you. Like the Fox. Do you trust the Fox's opinion on things? So I trust the Fox. ETA Prime, the same thing. All right. So they got me, but it was all in good fun, and yeah, I liked it. It's gonna be an awesome video. I filmed most of when that happened. I filmed like the entire segment, so it was good because I was like, you can't believe this guy flies fighter jets. Parents own 7-Eleven. His parents are and he's a YouTuber. Unforgivable. Okay. I have an American accent you can understand because I talk slowly. I think I'm just sick. I usually talk a bit faster, I feel like. Maybe. Oh, yeah. We wanted to get the whole team. Next year, we might be going back for the Ally 2, and so hope to get Aish and everyone out next year. We'll see. You want to see it more against the cube? We can compare the screens, maybe. Right now, we're looking at the screen. Okay, so, and action. Back to the video. So there's the mini LED for you. The vignetting is not so bad at all. And it almost has kind of like this like romantic effect, I want to say. It's hard to describe, actually. I hope the camera's picking it up okay. but there was a YouTube video somebody recommended to me, and I don't know if anyone knows the name of it in chat, but we're going to look up and take a look at the awesomeness of this screen. YouTube. Let's see. I got to go to the Discord channel. It's called Magic Fluids HDR. I don't want to type in Magic Fluids incorrectly, so just Magic Fluids HDR. Oh, nice. Get some raid action. Play some Jenga, kill some bugs. Goes hand in hand. Man, we've been on the same song for a long time. Let's switch over to this one. Okay, here's the video. Let's restart it. And I don't know if this is going to be bright enough, so let's actually... Oh. Let's move it to a spot we're not going to catch the camera reflections. Look at those colors. Can actually go a little bit dimmer. Oh no. Let's do that again. Let's savor this colorful segment. Oh, look at that. That's even better down here. OLED would have for sure been better. For sure. You can still see the backlight, but it's so subtle. There we go. Okay, That looks awesome, everybody. Should we compare? Is there another Magic Fluids test? Where did I put my wipe? The screen microfiber cloth. No, is that Domino's? What is the? The hell is this? My brain hurts. It makes me into a grumbly old man. Okay. Let's check the screen out here. One thing that I wish, this is silly, but one thing I wish they added was the LEDs, the fun LEDs around the sticks again. Just for funsies. Not a requirement at all, but at least let me add the fun purple stickers. But this IPS on the Ambient RG Cube is no slouch. So comparing to the Cube, it's one of the nicest IPS displays I've seen. And we've seen this in a number of handhelds now, but if you're going to go IPS, this one has been really nice. But I mean, you can tell the extra deep blacks you're seeing here compared to there. You can tell that you're backlighting. It's okay, yeah. Screen is gorgeous, and you don't notice the vignetting when you're watching content like that. Next, we're going to take a look at the quick settings. So in here, we have internet or Wi-Fi. We have performance modes, standard, performance, and high performance. As far as I know, with how the CPU governor works on these devices, and for the Odin 2, you can usually leave it in standard, and it's going to kick up to what it needs. But if you want to get there faster, and you just want to stay in that higher performance state, I believe then you would want to kick it into high performance. So maybe performance is a pretty good medium, depending on what you're playing. You know, for the session, if you're going to play PS2, Switch, Vita, performance, high performance, just stay there. Otherwise, for standard retro gaming and just using the system overall, standard should still kick into high gear when it needs to. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as I understand how these work, that is all you need to do. And then for the fan, so far the fan has been off, and it's a little warm in the back, but not too bad. And now with the fan on, so there's quiet, smart, and sport. So let's turn it to sport and take a listen. And we'll overdub the sound later, but hopefully you can hear it. Not too loud. You don't have any whining from the fan, which I really like. That's not too bad. And it's immediately starting to cause the warmness to dissipate a bit. The intake's here, so to make sure not to cover that when you're gripping it. But overall, not bad. So I'm going to switch to smart, so it'll use what it needs to. For different controller styles, there is... Actually, get the brightness down even further here. For controller styles, we have the Odin, which is standard, and you can switch to Xbox if you want. That's going to switch the orientation of the buttons there. And then for L2 mode, you could be analog, digital, or both. I always leave it in both, just so that you can play all styles of games without an issue. Charging. What's that say? Charging separation. Hold on. Yeah, charging separation. Okay, so I'm not sure. I need to look up what that does actually and record that part. If someone in the chat actually knows, that's one thing I haven't checked out before, is this charging separation. So if any AYN knowledge heads are in the chat, we'll come back to it. Speaking of charging, I need to call this out. So before the stream started, I was about to cancel the stream because I couldn't get this to charge. I plugged in a cable and it would just shut the handheld down. I would turn it back on. I would plug in any other cable, and it would, no matter what charging cable I put in, it would just shut the handheld down. And so I looked on the battery and it showed a question mark, and I can pull some footage here when I'm doing the video here, but of when that happened. But there was a question mark for the battery and I had the red light blinking, yet it had battery life and it was playing just fine. So I hard shut it down again, and I was stressing out, and I was like, what do we do with this? And I was asking people, and finally I hard booted it, left it off, turned it back on, and because when it was in the off state, it wouldn't take a charge either. It wouldn't, no matter what cable I used, it wouldn't start charging. So that was concerning. And I thought, okay, I have a bad test unit here. Cancel the stream. But in the 11th hour, I turned it off, waited a minute or two, turned it back on, and then all of a sudden the battery showed 77%. I could plug in my usual charge cables and it started charging. So I charged it to 100% and it was fine, and it's been fine since. So maybe AYN, I pinged Nicole from AYN and said, hey, has anyone reported this? Just wanted to let you know, and what do we do? So hopefully they can get that fixed if that's some sort of widespread issue. I'm not sure what started it. It was the first time since I got the handheld that I actually even attempted to charge it. I hadn't needed to, because the battery life on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is a freaking beast and lasted me 72 hours of on and off gameplay. So I still had apparently 77% left, which is nuts. Now, mind you, I was mostly testing lower end stuff and tinkering, not as much on Switch or anything, but the battery life, we already know on the Odin 2 itself has been super impressive. So the battery life on here has been equally impressive. And if we look at the spec sheet again, this has a 5,000 milliamp hours, so a bit smaller, but still really holding its own. The efficiency of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is impressive. Any device you can get with that chipset, I recommend. Likewise, my Samsung Z Fold 5 is the same chip, and this thing is a road warrior. I can use it for almost 2 days fully using it before I finally need to plug it in. So yeah, I recommend that chipset. The Lenovo Legion Y700 is another one that just beast. These things are beasts of battery efficiency. Capitan, screen must be on as well. If it goes to sleep, it will charge the battery. Oh. It bypasses the battery so it doesn't overcharge while docked plugged in. Oh, I see. Okay, so let's go back to this. All right, so quick menu settings. Charging separation means it bypasses the battery so it doesn't overcharge while docked or plugged in. Thank you, Aish, for that. So that's good to know. All right, next here is Bluetooth. You have the option for that. Screen recording. Next set here, auto rotate, airplane mode, do not disturb, screencast, hotspot, screenshot, floating icon. So that's going to be your little helper icon that you can pull from the right side of the screen. We've seen on previous releases. You can turn that on or off. You can have your screen stay on landscape or portrait or auto rotate there. Battery saver, that has been helpful. Lets you extend the battery a bit longer. I've even played with it on all the time and it's not affected performance. So on other devices, it's been nice. Let me get this angled a bit better. I'm not catching my screen. There's nightlight, dark theme, color inversion, location, color correction, extra dim, which is great. Bedtime mode. Come on, camera. Yeah, let's get you there. And quick share. It's a very clean ROM of Android indeed. Settings, files. And this didn't have any emulators installed at all when I got it, so I manually installed some of the latest and greatest. It does come with the Odin launcher if you want, and that's going to be a simple and easy to use front end for Android. You can put your apps on there. And we've seen this on the older Odins as well. I don't use this front end only because it locks you out of... Wait a minute. That's different. Never mind. I was going to say it locks you out of pulling your quick settings, but no, you can. So, okay. I guess that's been something that's been improved. Cool. You have quick access to brightness on the right side, storage, sleep, as well as you can see temperature. So it's at 36 degrees Celsius and how much RAM you're using. Only 3.4 gigs out of the 12 gigs here. And the screen is very reflective there. There we go. For those who've been watching from the beginning, how you doing? You need a break? Need a snack? Get some water? Other buttons here, a home button. What looks like maybe a screenshot button here on the left. Let's pull up my handy dandy spec card. Home, back button. Okay, so it's the home button, the back button, select is on the right, and start is on the right. And we have two front-firing speakers along the bottom. So this looks, once again, very much like a Vita. And charge USB-C is on the bottom, and a 3.5 headphone out. Nice. And let's quit out of the Odin launcher. Yeah, bedtime mode forces you to stop playing. And let's see if there's any updates. So taking a look at more Android settings. And we have internet. Very clean, all the usual settings. Now here's where you wanted to make the screen a little bit more intense. So brightness is at 11% there. I have dark theme. I believe by default it had the white theme, so I had to go in and turn that on. Which, when the dark theme is on, you really don't see the vignetting. Display size and text. There's a high contrast mode. Night light, so that'll make a warm light, and it won't show the blue light as much to your eyeballs, so you can get some sleep and get your melatonin going. So your colors is where you want to go. So by default, it was set to standard, I believe, and it still is. Okay, so it's in standard mode now. So what you've been seeing with the screen is not even the most vibrant option. So screen enhancement is what I recommend if you want even more vibrant colors. There's also intelligent environment adaptation, which says it's recommended. Intelligent selection of appropriate display effects based on the environment. I'm not sure what exactly that means. I'm guessing that it's constantly looking at what's on the screen and then adjusting accordingly. I feel like that's going to be possibly using up some resources on the handheld, and so I'm going to do just the general screen enhancement. How different is the screen size in comparison to the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro? Yeah, so, okay, we haven't talked about that. So this is a 5-inch screen, and we usually deal with 5.5-inch and other things like that for these higher-end handhelds. And so this is cool because it's a smaller handheld with such a nice little screen. And the Retroid Pocket 4 is going to be Actually, this might be 5" too, or 4.5". Let's see. I actually need to Google this. It's been a while. So you're getting the behind the scenes of what I do when I make my review videos. I'm constantly forgetting little things. It's just too much. There's too many handhelds, too much to keep in my head. So I'm like, oftentimes when I look up and Google something, I'm pulling from our own reviews, like our own RH reviews on our website. If it's been more than a month or two, it's probably left my brain. And so I need to go refresh a little bit to remember. So the RP4 Pro is actually a 4.7" screen. So just a bit smaller than this 5". And so if people are happy with the screen size on this, then this is not going to be too small. Okay, this is even a little bit bigger. So if you're good with that screen size, rad. You know, it's if you like me, I have glasses, right? So you'd think I would want a larger screen, except for the weight and all that. I tend to shy away and get something smaller if I can. So, and if I'm going to get a large screen device and use it, I'm already getting something bulky. I'm going to go to the bulkiest. I might as well. And so I just use the Steam Deck here. If I'm already not going to be pocketing the device and I'm not going to be utilizing that factor that it's a handheld and I want something larger, then yeah, the Steam Deck OLED or even the ROG Ally, both are ones I reach for. And so when you want something pocketable, now you're looking for the ideal pocketability and the best screen size in that category. And for me, I think this sizing is really nice. Even better is even smaller, like the RG Cube or the RP2S, but you're losing a lot of performance, especially here. And this screen is in comparison. I mean, this is just not a very vibrant, amazing IPS display. So I wish we get a little bit better display on this on any iteration, because I love having a lightweight 4:3 aspect ratio device. And it's no slouch for the most part, too. I mean, it definitely performs well for what it is. Yeah, is it the same as the Pimax? That's a good question. Let's Google that too. So Pimax portal screen size, and my own review video is popping up here. See, this is what happens. Come on, past Stubbs, please tell me the answers. Dodo, Retro Tech Dad. That's who I'd listen to first. He'll probably have the specs right up front. Pimax portal, 5.46" is the screen size, so a little bit bigger, about 5.5, 5.46" at a 4K resolution too. That was so nuts that they went with a 4K screen. That was unnecessary, especially for the chipset. You know, that was not. We didn't need that, but it was so you get the VR aspect going on it. So you got to have extra resolution power so you can power two different displays at once, which the VR in the Pimax never came to fruition, and then they discontinued the product. So that was, kind of a bummer. And we don't really talk about it anymore. It's just kind of fallen away. Anyways, okay, getting back to the review. So screen enhancement, let's try that. And in fact, should we retake that video of the colors and see if there's any difference? And we'll compare the two later. So let's rewatch that. Yeah, the battery just couldn't keep up with the portal screen at all. Raise your hand. Who wants 5.5" for any Odin 2 Mini revision? Yeah, look how dark that gets. You're catching a little reflection across the center here. Let's see if I can move it a bit. But yeah, that's real nice. That is real nice. Are you kidding me? For some of like the reds in Mario's hat, this is going to be good. Everybody, I need to get a refill on water and stretch for a second. I'm going to be right back, okay? Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. AYN Odin 2. How's the screen for you? We're not sponsored by KFC. Maybe next year. Hey, Oregon. Isn't that beautiful? Screen is just chef's kiss, guys. And if you're just joining us, welcome. Once again, I'm working on filming my Odin 2 mini review, and figured I'd let everyone in on watch the process if they're interested. At least you get the quickest raw look at the device this way, while watching me stumble through making a video. But yeah, we're looking at the screen right now, and it's just gorgeous looking. I'm going to be taking game requests and questions after I finish filming here. And yeah, the screen so far is really nice. If you're interested in the Odin 2, it starts at $339 US for the base and $400 for the Pro. You really only need the base for most of what you'd be doing here on the screen, and so save yourself a little money. I'd recommend. But if you want the best of the best, sure, yep, spend $400, get the Pro, and both options are available in the description below. In our links, it supports what we're doing here and it helps fund us doing what we're doing here. So thank you for that. And otherwise, you can get it directly from ayntech.com, and either is the same. So, but yeah, gorgeous screen. Looking at some 8K footage here with HDR. And I believe that this is a mini LED screen, which I believe does have HDR. Is that correct? And someone correct me in the chat if you've watched. I haven't watched any other Odin 2 videos or content yet, so I don't know what others conclusions they've come to on this. But as far as I can tell, you're looking at a beautifully vibrant, crisp mini LED display that I was very hesitant and unsure about at first, because go OLED or go home, I would say, if you're going to go this way. But this meets a nice middle ground of price with almost as good blacks as an OLED screen, and it's showing itself to be performing quite admirably, and I'm a fan of this. Let's see more of these screens. It gets incredibly bright. It gets incredibly dim if you turn on the extra dim brightness setting. And I am genuinely impressed by the screen. Okay, thank you, Rob. Perfect. That's what I was feeling. It looks HDR, but that's really good to know and confirm. Thank you for that. It looks, yeah. So there you go. An HDR, a mini LED 5-inch display at 1080p with HDR. How is everybody feeling about the resolution of this? I think 1080p is ideal for what the chipset can do. In fact, they could do something like 2K, 3K, 4K. Not necessary for how small the screen is. I don't know that you'd see the extra details and difference that much, but the chipset could power it, and you have the option of plugging in some AR glasses to the top here or an external display, and you're going to be having the ability to upscale well up to 4K on many of the systems, if not all the systems you can play on here. And so, yeah, next time around, we could probably even go a little higher with the resolution, but I think 1080p is perfect on here. Beautiful HDR mini LED goodness. And you are fine with the base. Yes, you're fine with the base. Save some money. Okay, we're meandering our way through the settings here. So there's the display for you. You wallpaper. Turn my music down. Turn my music off. Down here we have Odin settings, and this is where the custom elements come in. So you have a vibration option, medium, low, high, or highest. Let's just see what it's like on the highest. I probably recommend leaving it on medium, but let's test it. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's a vibrating boy. That is a strong vibration. Let's do that again. That is decent. That's tough. That's going to get you. That wakes you up, adds a little pep to your step. But it's also nuanced, so I can feel it vibrating on both sides of the device. And let's try just high. Almost as good, or almost as strong. Medium probably feels about right to me. Or low. It's a nice low. Oh, that's kind of satisfying, that kind of low thud. We're going to have to overdub the sound of this, but I like low. Charging indicator light, you can turn that on or off. Display port over Type-C. You can change that. Look at this. You can output to 4K directly. So 4K, 2.5K, 1080p, or just Type-C adaptive, which I'm going to leave it on there. Turn off the handheld console screen when the monitor is plugged in or external display is plugged in. No auto sleep option. You can't see this. You can't see this. Let's go back over here. Not me. Not me, camera. There we go. Controller style options, so you can change it again between Odin and Xbox. Layout, L2, R2 mode. You can do a joystick calibration. So let's do a gamepad test, joystick test. And there, from what I understand, there's no way to hit any sort of M1 or M2 on here. But really smooth action on the joysticks. You can set your dead zone, your travel. Here's a virtual mouse if you want. Register Google services. You don't need to do any of this. You have a virtual RAM swap option if you want. I don't know if you would need to do that, but it's there. You can whitelist applications. You can do factory reset, as well as come down here and there's a system update, FOTA update. Let's see if there's a new update version. We are on the latest version. So over-the-air update, there you go. So there's the Android quick settings and Android settings. Next segment we're going to be filming here is taking a look. We've already looked at the screen quality, brightness. The touch panel works really well and feels accurate. Let's take a look at the refresh rate. Vsync test, I believe we call that. Go away. No. Web. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. One moment. We are getting a clean 60 hertz on this display. There you go. 60 hertz display. Let's install our gamepad tester. Oh, it's already here. Good. All right, let's take a look at our gamepad tester. This isn't the one I want. No, let's get the real one from Play Store. What do we call that? Gamepad tester. Gamepad Jester? I think. There we go. The Switch Lite is a fair comparison. I can go ask my wife for her Switch Lite, but I think it's in the car. Let's not worry about it for today. But I bet somebody will make that comparison. Okay, let's get this up close here. Take another look at the vignetting there. You can kind of see it there. It's kind of a cool effect almost, though. Joysticks are beautiful. Look at this. Look at this joystick map. Look at this. No cardinal snapping. Looking at you, RG Cube. RG556. Fix it, Ambernick. Fix it. No more. We want this. This is what we want. Look at this. They're free to roam. Look at the little dots. They're free to roam around the screen. Beautiful. That's what we want. Oh, yeah. Yes. Let's do that again from scratch. Come on. Look at all the freedom you have in here. Moving around. Little Picassos making little pictures in there. Look at that. Not snapping to any cardinal directions. No siree. Nope. You can fill in the whole picture if you want. Huh? Just green fields. All day long. Nothing but net. Thank you for the donation, Magic Ari. Do you think the screen is worth the extra versus the Odin 2? Right. Do I think it's worth the extra? If you've already spent $300 to $400, now mind you, this is more expensive a bit than the Odin 2 and the Odin 2 Pro. If you've already spent the money on this, it would be foolish. It would seem foolish to me that you would then go out and buy this. I do think AYN is competing with their own product. However, having said that, the screen is that much better. And if I didn't get this as a review unit, I would have bought this. Still possibly kept this, at least for YouTubing stuff. But otherwise, I would have then sold this and had this. Because yes, it is worth the upgrade. I would not own both devices unless you are a collector or have the sickness like us in the hobby here and you need to have them. But yes, if you don't have this, just get this. Like, this could now be the one. Now they've taken my favorite Android handheld they've ever done and made it pocketable and friendly to go places with. And that is ridiculously cool in a form factor I'm happier with awesomeness, with the screen that pops. So thank you for your question. And yes, it is worth the upgrade. Absolutely. However, this screen is really good still. Like, this is a really good IPS display. Really good. Really nice looking. But damn, the blacks are good on this. They're so good. They look so beautiful. Did you see that footage? Unforgivable. That it's that good. Sell everything and buy. No. Here's the thing. There's always going to be a place, at least now, at least this year, there's always going to be a place for an x86 handheld. So for me right now, if you want end game stuff, I still like cute handhelds to carry around, like even smaller ones, like the 35XX okay, simple Linux handhelds still have a place. So I think I'll always be a 3 handheld advocate. But something small like the SP, you know, your mid-range now, your on-the-go mid-range device, Odin 2 Mini. And then your big boy, your one that can do all the x86 gaming and all that, and get your Steam Deck or your Ally or whatever x86 handheld is your favorite. I have an AYN Loki, which maybe this is a fair size comparison too. Camera's not happy with that shot at all. Yeah, I love the Loki still. This is the most ergonomic handheld that AYN has ever made. Like, this is such a ergonomic handheld with the best joysticks. So very, 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 very good. I don't use it a lot. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm not sure why, honestly. I'm really not. I still have it. I don't want to use it. But I don't like fighting with Windows. So it's whichever one has the best implementation of the anti-Windows jank, get you around the Windows jank. Asus is leading the charge, I think, on that for the Windows side. And then Valve, because they just have Linux as the default OS, and it just works, and you boot up and pick your game without messing around with Windows. And that's the winner. That's why I go to that one the most. Hey, for the next, the king of live streams. Dude, I stopped doing live streams for these devices about after the RP4. Like, that was such a kerfuffle. Like, it was a whole thing. And I said, it's not worth the stress. You know, I'm it's putting it behind me. And then for the next, started doing his live streams, and he showed a way to do it that's just awesome, community focused, mainly focused on game testing and taking requests, and that is really cool and needed. So you are doing a community service, sir. So thank you for doing that. And I always know I always felt the responsibility and the weight of it. Like, people, if I get a device first, let's do a video. Plus, let's make sure we get people's questions answered, play games they want. So you've sort of taken that and now are handling that side of it for the community, and it lets me focus on doing the next thing. And that's been really nice to not have to worry about the live streams. But every once in a while, I might do these more now, because this style I really enjoy. I get to hang out with you all more. It's a bit more casual, kind of do my process, and I'm filming my actual video and using it, and using this footage to make that video, because usually I would try to cut the video later from the live footage, and it's just grainy and digital and not great looking. So now I'm recording from the source, from the cameras directly. So this should hopefully lead to some good content on the channel soon once I cut it all together. So long story short, go watch for the next live streams. He's been doing the RG Cube this week. It's been awesome. And I might do a live stream for that as well. I don't know, just to look at more stuff. And take one out of your book and take some game requests at the end of this live stream. So we'll switch gears to that style soon here. We're almost there. We are almost there. So thanks for putting in the time, everybody. I got to get my daughter to bed here in the next hour or so. So I can't go beyond an hour, but we'll do this. Yes. Thank you for the next. Yeah. Well, you don't. So you said you don't have an Odin 2 Mini, and so I'm like, all right. Well, I have to do a live stream on the Odin 2 Mini, no matter what. So I'm combining my two videos into one thing now, for efficiency and time's sake, because come Monday, I'm going to be doing the podcast, switching gears for the podcast starting tomorrow. And then after that, switching gears to the Ally X review, or the pre-review stuff. And then some other obligations and other handhelds and things I've coming in. So it's going to be a crazy busy week. And today's the day to fit this in. So that's why we're doing this. And I'm happy about it. This is kind of fun. I don't know how you all feel about this style. It's much more laid back than our usual past live streams, where I'm like trying to makes for better live stream for you guys, but for me it's much more stressful and crazy. So this is, if you're cool with this, then I'll keep doing maybe live streams like this from now on, because then I can make a video out of this later. Oh yeah, I'll go as long as I can tonight, but I can probably only go another hour realistically before someone, my wife or someone, says I need to go do something else. But since I'm sick, that's the other thing, is that since I'm sick right now, is I can't really get the kids down. I just sort of sit in the corner of the room with a mask on, say, go to sleep. I have to, where is my mask? I don't know where my mask is. I'm a mess, everybody. Where the hell did I put my... I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, go to sleep. There, child. You sleep now. Because I don't want to get them sick, and then they're going to miss their end of the year school activities. And that would be a bummer to miss out on. Yeah, there's always those fun end of the year activities, and you don't want to be sick for that. So I've been isolating in a box in my bedroom and in this room, which is close to my bedroom. Has cabin fever taken me yet? Possibly. You let me know if I am unhinged. But I am like 90%, like 70% hinged right now, I think. Back to the review. Okay, we looked at the screen. We talked about battery life. We talked about different settings. We've done some gamepad testing. Let's listen to the speakers. So let's turn off Jim Gray's awesome music. And let's go to like a YouTube video. Dude, you guys know how much I love the Beach Boys so much right now. I've been on a kick of Beach Boys. Before this was Elvis, but now I'm just listening to all the Beach Boys stuff. I got tickets for them in August now. I'm so excited. But I don't want to get copyright stricken, and so we're going to do something more boring. In fact, you know what? We're going to do my own music so I can't get copyright striking. And you know what? Let's shill myself. So my real name is Peter, by the way. Hi. My mother didn't name me Stubbs, although maybe we can have that retroactively take place. Here's my last album. Let's do one with that I know has good bass. Let's do Stars. This one hits pretty good on the chorus. And I need to turn off the mic's echo cancellation for this.
She goes away for 3 days and all we get is God.
So this is a song called Stars, and it has a fun beat to it. Recorded this made this about 10 years ago. Nice, strong speakers. Let's do Here's my early COVID video. Here's my dog Lucy. All right, so there's a speaker test for everybody. Yeah, that's my COVID rock music that I made at the start of COVID a couple years ago. My wife and I made that video, and that was a lot of fun. So I have a. Oh no. Well, here's Garfield. That's cute. Man, everything looks good on the screen, though, right? That's good. So I will not get a copyright strike for that last song, at least. So we know that much. But yeah, if I haven't talked about my music before, that's my other favorite thing to do. I did that. I focused on that as my full-time gig before I did the YouTube stuff and the RH stuff. Was so bored during COVID, and I made that song and did that record, and then I was like, we were inside too long that year, and so I was like, what else can we do? Like the music's, we've already done music, we've already like flown drones and had fun with that, and so we're like handhelds. My wife and I got into handhelds, and the original Retroid Pocket 2 came out and started the RH community and the subreddits and stuff like that. And I've been doing this ever since now. So I still work on music, but it's much more part-time, and I'm working on some new stuff right now. But if you want to find it, it's at peterarvidssonmusic.com. I think it's in the description of most of our videos. And I have some music videos on my YouTube channel. There's like probably 20 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe to my music channel, I think I'm going to start growing that this year a bit in my free time, and get some new music videos put on there. So we have like 5 or 6 my wife and I did that are on there, and they're pretty fun. But I switched gears to RH full time and have not looked back. So yeah, I like to do that stuff. Oh, it makes me happy. I'm going to work on some songs after I get through this round of like obligation videos and stuff like that. I really want to do some more music, work on some new music, and do some more passion content. I'm passionate about this, and this is cool, but you get a review unit, and you're like, all right, but I need to fulfill the obligation to put out content, my thoughts on it. Then I can come back and do fun videos about it. That's okay, how have I been using it after a while? And that's just for me. You know, I'm like, okay, I've been playing pinball on or whatever. That. And so maybe that after this, and then work on some music. So there you go. Back to the video, everybody. So there's the speakers for you. The speakers sound, I don't know, what did you all think? To my ears, the bass hits nicely. The mid-range is really full. It's a little bit high in the treble, and maybe I'm hearing it in my headphones, but the speakers sound loud and full. And honestly, for me, you know, I'm not blasting the speakers when I'm doing retro games. And so if we can tune the speakers and put more emphasis on bass than treble, and maybe we can do that with the game. Let's install the benchmark game I've been doing has been Horizon Chase for speakers. So let's do that, because I'll be able to compare then directly to some other ones I've done. Horizon Chase. There we go. Oh, thanks, Raw Man. Yeah, that's nice of you. Mic is quiet. Hopefully you heard it decently towards the end, because I moved the mic a lot closer. Oh, thanks, Val. Yeah, my wife, yeah, she's awesome. She keeps me going. I would be in pieces and fall apart daily without my wife. My wife. Now we're waiting for Horizon Chase. Here we go. See how loud we can go. What do you all think of that? So yeah, listening with the headphones out and not through the microphone, the microphone's not picking it up quite correctly. It is much more mid and bass in person than the microphone's picking up, where it sounds more tinny and more high pitched or more trebly. It is yeah, it's full and it gets very loud. Like you can go up even louder than I had it. So it is a loud freaking speaker, and you can also dial it down. And now this is something that I've been doing lately is let's check the noise, if there's ambient speaker noise. Yeah. There's no noise to the fan. Yeah, it's tough because almost all these handhelds have a little bit of noise that's coming out of the speakers because of where the Wi-Fi chip is placed. The Wi-Fi radio is causing some interference. And so it's just pretty common anyways. I've kind of a certain level of that sound I've come to expect and not be considered an issue. But anytime we can get 0% volume out of the speakers is next level. And the engineering here is incredible. Also, hi Snorlax. The engineering is incredible here because we're not getting any sound. Well, we're getting like 1% interference sound. Like it's almost nothing. I'm not even hearing that. I'm just hearing the whirring of the fan. I'm not hearing any interference sound. It's just a little bit of the rumble from the fan. Yeah. But in a lot of handhelds, and one good example recently was the 35XX SP. If you put the SP up to your ear, you're going to hear a bit more of that interference noise. It's not something you notice when you're playing because you're playing it like this. But if you have it right up to your ear, then you're gonna hear that interference. So it's up to you. It's up to your level of comfort if that's a big thing. Probably that's something I'm going to start putting into my reviews more, just because it's one of those pet peeves of mine. Like, come on. I remember the Game Force Chi had it. The original Game Force Chi had it the worst, and that was enough to make me say something. It's pretty minor, like on devices like this, but still annoying. It's annoying. Why do we have to deal with the speaker noise? Why not? Why is that not taken into account? So where you don't see it often is devices that don't have a Wi-Fi chip, and that's a benefit of those devices. Speaker hiss, I suppose you could call that. Yeah. So it's a nice delight and it's a treat when you don't have the speaker hiss going in your ear when you're playing on the video games. I tell ya. All right, back to the video. Okay. Where were we? So next we're going to be looking at Android games. So we already started with Horizon Chase. And let's do requests while I have you here. So anyone have a request for a particular Android game within reason that I can install fast and play real quickly? Coming to mind right now is going to be probably Devil May Cry. I liked playing that on the Cube. GTA Trilogy, that's solid. I can download that. The Wi-Fi 7 chip in here is awesome. And I think this is going to be great for streaming too. I don't know that we'll include stream. Well, I'll try to include streaming if we have time. Levelhead, if you have Play Pass. I don't think I have Play Pass right now. Let's see. Levelhead, huh? Get with Play Pass. Okay. For you all, I will subscribe to the Play Pass. For now, I have to put my password. I have a long password. We're not gonna do that for now, but I'll tell you what we are gonna do. My favorite game is Grim Valor. We're gonna play my favorite game right now. I will take requests, however, for emulation because I got lots of games loaded on this 512 card in here. How long is this going to take us? Turn off that light for the game testing portion. And you know what? For this portion, I want to really focus on the screen, not on the lighting. So let's turn the lighting down in the room. We're gonna get a little sexy, everybody. We're gonna get intimate and play little games. You see the romantic lighting you get with the mini LED. It's like that's like glow. Yeah, I like that. Oh shit, here we go again. Yeah, I'm going to go for another 30 minutes on the stream, and then I have to go help get my daughter down for bed. So if you have, everyone pick, I'm only going to do one from everybody, if I can even do that many, but everyone put one game you would like to see today, and put the game name and the system, please, in chat, and I will star them so they're saved and bookmarked for me when I get to that section. And we're just going to integrate the questions and the game requests into the game testing section here, okay? So I'm not going to do the after section like I originally planned because I'm just going to run out of time, unfortunately, so we're just going to do it all together. We're going to do it live. And, oh, here's the other rule for that, is that I'm not going to show any first-party Nintendo games today. Nintendo Ninjas, I was told, are going to be one by one issuing takedowns to YouTube channels in the coming months here. So that's apparently their next target. So, yeah, we're not going to do first party Nintendo. I hope you're all okay with that. But beyond that, let's get creative. If there's something you want to see, let me know. And I will be doing up to Switch and Vita. And I'm not going to take Android games as part of this either. I'm sorry. I don't own that many. And I won't have time for that. So beyond those couple of rules, ground rules I have, go nuts. Let me know if you have one game you'd like to see. But the screen looks great here. The control for CJ here feels good. Let's get a car. And I want to turn the fan up. I want to see how loud, if I can stand the noise of the fan while I'm playing. And let's kick us into performance mode. Just in case. I'm going to forget. And then you're all going to see stuttering. And then it's like, hey, why is this thing stuttering? It shouldn't be stuttering. It's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. And I'll be like, probably it's my fault. And then we'll change the setting. Which we want. Let's get this one. Hey. Am I not pressing the right button to go? I want to get in this car. Stop shooting me. Hey. Let me stop it. Is it this? Is it this button? Okay, it's X. There we go. Yes, now you get to watch me play games, which is a game and entertainment within itself. Some have told me, like Rob. And it's like, well, dude, what is the button? What is the... Now you're getting the old man out of me. What is the button to freaking drive the car? Okay, I got you out of the car. Dude, leave me alone, dude. I'm going to go over here. Let me jack a car in peace and quiet. Getting all up in my style here. No, this is not... This is untenable. This will not stand. This aggression will not stand. You. Please give me the vehicle. Don't attack me. Okay. I need this. All right. I have a family to feed. Okay. So I figured it out. Perfect. Is that a ladder? No, that's just part of the environment. I'm not... No. The car radio is on. You just can't hear it. Hopefully you can hear the sound a little better now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that happened. I'm going on the train tracks. All right, there's GTA for you. Do Grim Valor real quick. Okay, let me star some of these games you guys have been talking about here. All right, Turtles, Ninja Turtles, request for Limbo. We'll see if we have time. Skyrim Switch may. I didn't load that on here. No. Gravity Rush might have that. We'll see. Soul Sacrifice. I think I have that. It's also if Vita 3K works with it. That's the other problem, you know. Burnout 3. Okay. I'll try to keep up with your requests. Thank you. That's probably good to get us started anyways. The speakers just sound so good on this, especially when you're playing in game. Damn. So it's getting a bit warm as I'm playing. I do notice it's getting a little warm. My hands sweat a little bit. So should we take a temperature test now? And it's the ambient temperature in my room is 79 now, by the way. So let me open my door. It's really hot. Actually, ambient temperature is 81. Holy crap. So take that into account here. The temps are going to look high. 91.5 we're getting on the back. On the screen, we are getting 97. Yeah. This is in Fahrenheit, but yeah, it's definitely getting warm, but it's not hot. It's not hot in my hands, but it is warm. We've been running it for a while. And it's getting warmer than the Odin 2 would under the same conditions, certainly. But again, it's not bad. But I'm definitely going to leave this fan on. I'm going to put performance to standard, and we're going to turn the fan. Oh, the fan was off this whole time. I don't know what toggled the fan off, everybody, but the fan has been off for some time, apparently. So that would make sense. All right. We're going to probably toss that to user error unless there's a glitch that turned it off. Maybe I pressed the button. We'll see. All right. So we're going to move on from Android gaming. I don't like to do a lot of game testing. I like to keep that part pretty brief. My videos and my content generally is about the experience with the device and just, again, overall thoughts and the story of the device. There's lots of videos to watch if you want to see specific game testing, such as Rob, the Retro Tech Dad, is releasing a video I hear on Monday, and that should be amazing looking for footage. I know Kay has made an awesome video. Joey's made a video, and Russ, of course, Russ. So those are some great sources if you want extended and specific gameplay stuff. But we will do what we can today. I'd like to do 1 to 2 games for each of the high-end systems. We're going to skip over the low-end emulation stuff. I really don't think it's necessary beyond some simple tests like for the D-pad. So with that, caveat. Let's get into emulation testing and wrap this bad boy up. Get on to your Saturday night evenings. I hope you're all doing something fun tonight for yourself. Treat yourself. Life is short. Make the most of it. Do something fun. Do something you're passionate about. Hang out with the family. Hang out with an interest of yours, and let me know. Let me know what you're up to. Okay. Let's see. Where's my stuff at? We're going to go here. We're going to go to ROMs. Let's start with the Contra test and get that out of the way, and the Street Fighter test we learned from Papa Russ. And you know what? I think I need to actually download the cores that I'm looking for. So we're going to do Final Burn Neo. So we can do Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter 3, Final Strike, whatever it's called. And what was the other one? Oh, right, NES. So we're going to do... What is it? It is... Messin. That's the name I'm thinking of. Messin. Because I'm not messing around. And we're going to do ROMs, NES, son of a Contra. And we'll see if the controls auto map or not. Okay, here we go. So what we're gonna do here is hold down on the D-pad, and when we rock it to the side, we don't want the guy to move until you hit all the way to the right on the D-pad. So right now I'm able to pivot within about 40% either direction, and we're not moving. When I cross the threshold into 50% or over, yes, you can. When you feel the pivot of the D-pad over to the right, you start to move. So that is what I'd want to see. That is so very precise. That is a very precision level D-pad. Okay, that feels good. And the screen's actually too bright right now. I actually need to lower it even more. That's the lowest setting that we can show on camera. We can do the extra dim, but you're going to lose some of the vibrancy. See, there's the dimmest setting. That is now too dim, so we're going to turn that off. Let's see. So it passes the Contra test. Now looking at Street Fighter, let's check for Hadoukenable, which I've been practicing my Hadoukens, so I should get some consistency there now. Russ taught me well. Let's see. SF. Excuse me. Excuse me. For those just tuning in, if you have a game you want to see and it's not a first-party Nintendo game, put it in the chat. I will only one game per person, please. And I'm going to lightning round through the next few sections as we wrap up here. Look at that screen, though. Right? We got 1. Got 2, 3. That is about as good as I've ever done with Hadoukens, to be honest. It's just a very precise D-pad. Now, Shreyrukens, that I can't even do one of, so we're just not even going to try to do that. Watch Russ's video on this. I'm sure he did it in his video. But yes, this is Hadoukenable as far as my Hadoukenable standards go. I'm also working on developing some of my own tests for this stuff. But in the meantime, this is still a tried and true method to use. Show Russ Cannibal. Yeah. Derek. I love you, Derek. Okay, so yes, we are Hadoukenable. Okay, so next we have, so I have on my list here, we're only going to be doing PSP, GameCube, PS2, 3DS, Switch, and Vita. And we've already done heat and temps, so we've got that out of the way. We've already talked about accessories. So after that, we're going to switch straight to the summary, and we'll be getting out of here. Okay, so PPSSPP. Say that 10 times fast. PPSSPP, 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 PPSSPP. And once you've done that, then play some Mega Man X Maverick Hunter, because this game's awesome. So this is the test I like to do on PSP first, because I can, it's an easy game to run, so you can upscale it to something like 10x in just, and why not? Because we can, that's why. So we're running PSP at 10x right now. It's always a good starting point. And freaking A, I got to turn off the, what am I saying right now? We need to turn off the touch controls is what we want to do. My brain is being a piece of crap today, everybody. Would you do me a solid? Would you do me a solid, band? Would you do me a kindness? I don't want any more RHBS anytime during the day from anyone. That includes me. No, I'm just kidding. Band doesn't live in my attic anymore. He's in Nebraska, living in someone else's attic. He's fond of attics. Love you, Ban. Maybe more than a friend. I don't know. Let's see. It's been long enough. So we're just going to pretend that I beat Vile, I think his name is. We're just going to pretend that I did well there. We can fix it in post, right? I can have it cut to a shot of me winning real quick. But we're hitting 60 FPS, full screen, 10x PSP, Vita 2 Mini on its awesome mini LED screen. Thank you for watching this live stream. I know it's been very, very long, and it's been a long journey. We've taken lots of side tangents and had story time and music sharing time. So definitely I'll put lots of good timestamps in here, so people watching this on demand will be able to skip to their favorite parts that they're wanting to see out of the device. And stay tuned, because all of this footage is going to be comped together later on into a review video, which I'll add additional voiceover for any new things I've found since doing this live stream. But that'll be the basis. This will be the basis for the video. Okay, let's move on to another game. And now I'm going to move on to requests. So who had a PSP game? I know one of you did. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle from Raw, and then Ban, you wanted Burnout 3 Takedown. I love Burnout. And Burnout Takedown is just a great game. Sure, let's do Burnout Takedown. In 10, we don't need to be in 10x for this. We don't we don't need to be above 4x, but let's do 5x. How about that? Just because. And you're not going to have a problem scaling this to 4K. Not at all. Yep. Dominating your rivals. Dominate them. Killzone Mercenary is a that's the one that nearly bricked my original Odin years ago. I remember trying to upscale that to like 5x or something. Like, that's no problem, and it just took it to its knees. So maybe that's a good one to try. It wouldn't have bricked it, but it felt like I was going to crash the handheld. 1 FPS. We've come a long way since those days. What was that? The Snapdragon 845 overclocked? Come on. Ban, why do you pick a game with such a long intro? God of War is an excellent idea. Seriously, though? I'm impatient. Look at the screen in the meantime. Oh, did I do the wrong game, Ban? Need my glasses here. Oh, you're right. I did Dominator. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, this man has to stand in the corner and put kids to bed in 5. I'm going to attempt a little bit of an extension so we can get through these game tests real quick. And apologize profusely to my daughter. We'll see. I'm sure she will have no complaints about staying up a few more minutes. Her mom, by that I mean my wife, may not feel as happy about it. We'll see. My wife. Oh, there was a freaking fast forward button already mapped. That'll teach me. So here we are at 5x, Burnout Takedown. And man, this control is so tight. The control is so tight on that joystick. That feels nice. Oops. Don't want to hit the fast forward by accident. No. Oh, no. No. And we have our meter filled. So what's the button? What's the button to use my double click? Okay, double click. Soundtrack is banging on this. I don't think you can probably hear it, but that's okay. YouTube will be happier that way. Just know, I recommend Burnout Takedown here because the music is awesome. It feels awesome to go fast, and you can crash into stuff, and you get rewarded for that. So, what else? What's not to like? Xenosaga 3 Sparta. Thank you for the donation. I'll see if I have it. What I need to know what system that's for, though. I don't know. You would assume I would know what games are for what system because I'm a nerd, but I don't know all of them. So I'm assuming that's for Wii or Switch. I bet it's for Switch. In which case, I don't think I have it. I don't have that many Switch games. But I have some. So we'll see. Okay. So there you go. That runs great. We're going to move on from PSP. We are limited for time now. Sorry, and thank you for your mentions for PSP games. If I didn't get to yours, okay, you know what? We have to do one strenuous game, don't we? So let's do the God of War test. I think that's a good idea. We know that's when we really know the experience with on mini handhelds, right? Did I put it on here? It's tough when they don't list here we go. God of War. No, I didn't. Interesting. Huh. Well, I think I did put Killzone on here. Right? Yeah. It's Killzone Liberation. Thanks, Money. Oh, Xenosaga 3 is PS2. Oh, I might have that. All right. We'll see. Now we're running Killzone Liberation at 5x, just like I did on the original Odin back in the day that nearly killed it. So, you know what? Let's see how the Odin 2 Mini holds up with the same settings. Maybe we've come far enough now that I don't need to worry about 5x anymore. Yeah, we're hitting 60 FPS and 5x on Killzone Liberation. And fast forward even works. Whoa. Rad. This is rad. This is such a tough game to get full speed, even on 1x on so many handhelds. We are running at 5x right now on Killzone Liberation. What's the cap? What's the cap? Let's see. Can we do 7x? 7x crazy? We are still hitting 60 FPS on 7x upscaling on Killzone Liberation. Mind you, I am on the standard mode with the fan on, but I'm on the standard setting for performance. We are at 8x. We're still hitting 60. 9x. We're seeing some dips. Nope. We're back at 60. A better test will probably be like PS2, but PSP has gotten so efficient lately. 10x, freaking 10x. Now we're seeing dips to 58 FPS. And it's back at 60. It's freaking playing at 10x upscaling on Killzone Liberation. What in the freaking... That's nuts. That's I need to try one more game. I'm sorry. I need to try one more because that can't be right. Just for raw, we're going to do TMNT at 10x. Super. What does it want me to do? Okay. Yeah, this is performing better than my phone at this point. I think that fan really helps a lot. But like I said, in standard mode, the CPU governor will scale up to what you need from it, even if it takes a minute or two. So I think leaving it in that mode is going to give you the best battery life and performance ratio there. But this is just my favorite SoC chipset of all time. Like this is, it still blows my mind to this day. It's been blowing my mind since last year. Okay. Anyways, that's PSP for you. Let's look at GameCube, and I believe, did I install Dolphin yet on here? I did. I don't know that I've set it up or anything. No, I haven't. That's all right. We'll just do the basics. I hope that the controls are already mapped. Let's use this folder. So for GameCube, my go-to test is Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. That's a tough game to run on pretty much everything. So that's kind of my measuring stick. And I'll do one other GameCube game. If anybody has a GameCube game they'd like to see. Not first-party Nintendo. One moment, everybody. Almost done. I'll get it. Tell her I'm sorry. 10 minutes up, I'm done. I got 10 minutes left, everybody. Let's see how much we can get done in 10 minutes. Why can I not configure? I think I need to get out of emulation. Hold on, to configure the controls. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back and check our settings. We are running at a enhancement level 1x. So I'm going to try 3x. It's just not necessary to go beyond that. You know what? Screw it. Let's just do 4x. Let's be crazy. Let's wish. Shoot for the stars. I like this. Look at the pinks on the screen. And how do we get rid of the damn overlay? Overlay controls. There we go. Toggle them off. There we go. And we want to have statistics turned on, show FPS. .59 FPS there. And battery life check. We're 3 hours into the stream. I started at 100% battery life. We are at 80% battery life still after pushing for 2 hours. 3 hours. Oh, thanks, Team Retro. I'm on OpenGL, so yeah, I am, but I'm just not worried about it on this chipset. We'll see if we run into any slowdown. If so, we'll switch to Vulkan, but I don't know that it's 100% necessary right now. But yeah, Vulkan should perform better for us, for sure. But we're getting 60 FPS, kind of as expected, at 3x upscale right now. That's right. I forgot we're in story mode right now, but so we're not going to be able to skate and stuff right away. That's okay. Let's just move ahead. Let's do PS2 real quick. Oh, this isn't set up either. Dang it, Stubbs. Why don't you make your life easier before the stream? What is it called? What are we doing? My brain's hurting right now. PS2. Doing PS2. There we go. Setup complete. Perfect. Yeah, we're still at 80%. Freaking awesome battery life. And let's see, what did people want? Xenosaga 3. Let's see if I have it. Let's see if I have it. I'm letting people down. I'm letting you down as well. Sorry. And thank you for the donation spread. I don't have Xenosaga 3 on here. I'm so sorry. But we can do God of War at least. I think I do have God of War as a PS2 game. So we'll at least play God of War technically, right? Forgive my shortcomings. Maybe. Please. And let's see if it auto-mapped controls here. I don't know that Aether will. This is version 3668. Yeah, okay, so it didn't auto-map, but it only takes a minute to map. And you can actually tell it to auto-map. manually. Did that sentence make any sense to anyone else? Yeah, so you can toggle frame rate limiter. And you do see the vignetting a bit in games, but it's almost kind of like a stylish effect. It's interesting. This is a very interesting, unique screen. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. Oh, okay. Let's confirm that we are in Vulkan, if it matters with how powerful this chipset. We're in OpenGL, so we're going to switch that to Vulkan, and we're going to go straight to a 3x native, which is all that we're going to need on this display. And let's get statistics on real quick. Teeny tiny, teeny tiny. Anybody see that? We are at 100% speed, 60 FPS here. God of War, PS2, Aether SX2 version 6668 on a 3x upscale. And we are having no problem at all. Hey, Ace, yeah, buddy, we're still going. We're still doing it. We're wrapping up in a minute here, but just wanted to show at least one game from each system before we closed out. How is it comfortable? It's been very comfortable. You know, you don't have the ergonomic bump out, but you do get pocketability having the lack of that. So maybe for people, if you really need a comfort grip, just add a, we'll just get a physical comfort grip and add it to it. But no, it's been, because it's so lightweight and easy to kind of handle, I think it's very comfortable. It's not cramping me. It's not, everything's sort of, here's the other thing about the layout of the buttons, having joystick up top. There's a lot of kerfuffles about that. I like how they've done this here. I think the setup is very, very nice. I think everything's just in the right spot and where it should be. And we'll talk about this in the outro in a few minutes. But yeah, so there you go. PS2. I'm running out of time, everybody. I'm sorry. But we're going to switch right on to 3DS, and I'll have to film some additional game testing in my full video. So I'm just going to, that just is what it is. I'm just going to do some additional filming after this live stream, and that's okay. But let's at least take a quick look. And it wants me to choose a folder. 3DS. And we're going to do ROMs. And we're just going to play my favorite 3DS game, Alien Chaos 3D. And if you don't know Alien Chaos 3D, it's like, for one thing, it's kind of annoying to get to run correctly. And so it's a good benchmark game for me anyways. And for two, it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of stupid fun. So I recommend Alien Chaos 3D. And let's make sure we have graphics. That's an OpenGL. And let's do 4X. Should we be crazy? Let's do 4X on here. And here you go. And we're hitting full speed still. And I didn't map that quite correctly. X86 to go. Thank you so much for your donation. That is very, very kind of you. We're going to, okay. Good night, Team Retro. Have a good night, man. Thanks. Okay, so there's just a brief look at 3DS today. And let's do, we have Sudachi here, so we're going to set up that real quick. Better show this off camera. Nintendo won't like this, but we'll do it real quick. Okay. All right, and for Switch, I was just going to hop to Mega Man 11. But we can probably do even stronger than that, right? Let's see what else I have here. What did I throw on here? Well, you know what? I like Mega Man 11. We're going to do Mega Man 11. I don't think I got any Switch requests anyways. Yeah. Not a first-party Nintendo game, so... Vignetting has been very subtle. It's a nice little subtle effect. And I guess that is the nature of this technology, of this display. So I wouldn't say it impacts anything. And it's a bit of an artistic choice, I suppose you could call it. But, ooh, nice haptics and vibration. Ooh, that was nice. That felt just like a Switch's haptics would for that part of the game when you're getting hit. Oh, and the face buttons too for platformers. I like that little subtle click you get when you're hitting the face buttons. Here, listen. And we're hitting full speed on this. Ooh, nice rapid. You can rapid fire on here really easily. Now I'm getting why the buttons are the way they are. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh yeah. These are very pleasurable buttons. They're very satisfying buttons to press. Very satisfying. Both the D-pad, the joystick, and the face buttons are very satisfying. Ooh, got an achievement. So there's a quick look at Switch for you. I want to have time to do my final thoughts, so we're going to skip over the rest, and we're going to wait on more game testing for my full review video. Stay tuned for that. But let's finish it out with Vita. Did I load Vita 3K on here? Yes, I did. Did I possibly already set it up? Yes, I did. Okay. Super Meat Boy. just as an example. So this really feels like a Vita now. I'm not worried about the performance on here. Like, I don't think we need to do a ton of deep benchmarking right now. Maybe in the full review for more gameplay, but you kind of saw on PSP and PS2, like, this chipset pretty much lets you do whatever the hell you want with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can play any game that you can play as long as it's playable on Android. You're going to get the top performance out of this chipset. I don't know that you need to go beyond this. I know anecdotally that the Pocket S, that the AYN Neo Pocket S is going to be a contender here and going to have technically more performance. You just don't need that extra performance. You really don't. Not yet. You don't, because the emulators themselves are what's holding us back right now. Not the chipset. We're beyond now where you need to be to do whatever you want with an Android handheld. Never mind my terrible performance on Meat Boy. Let's wrap up. We'll save streaming for that as well. Okay, so let me move over here. Get the outro music going. And all right. Thanks for staying with me this long, by the way. So I'm going to be switched to me filming here. So this is, give me a second. Pull up my script. That's right. I do script some stuff. Just the outro a bit sometimes. Well, what do you all think? Is the AYN Odin Mini 2 doing it for you? Is this the true Vita successor you've been waiting for? Is this what you've been on the fence on if you wanted to get the Pocket S from AYN Neo, or you wanted to get a full-size Odin 2? If you're thinking of doing those things, I would say, I don't have the Pocket S, so I can't speak to it personally, but from what I've seen in the videos and everything like that, I would say this is going to be where it's at, not only because this has a mini LED screen compared to an IPS, but it's going to just feel a bit better, I think, overall, and perform better and less jank in the software. So that's my thoughts on that, but I can't say for sure until I have one in hands, and that may never happen. I don't know. We'll see. I might pick one up at some point, but it just doesn't pique my interest right now. So that's the Pocket S comparison thoughts. Compared to the Odin 2 Mini, you know what? There's no need to upgrade over this. Yes, the screen, the QLED screen on here is really nice. As the mini LED screen on here is really nice, as you saw, but this still is a beautiful IPS. This is going to have better ergonomics, more comfortable, bigger screen. And this is still really the king Android handheld to beat. So I don't think it's necessary to get this if you have this. However, if you want a really cool toy and a smaller version of that, and you want to have something that's more on the go, and you want to have an Odin at home, okay, yes, get both devices. Awesome. This one's nice, and it has blown me away in pretty much every factor, every facet of the usual review stuff. I think every category has been nearly 10 out of 10 for me. The one thing that I don't like, though, is just the technology of the mini LED itself. Only because I'm spoiled. I have an LG TV that's a pure OLED. I have RG556, which has an OLED. You can't mimic an OLED display 100% without being an actual OLED. So mini LED does look better and more beautiful than an IPS display. The blacks look really nice, and it fools you for the most part. Many times it fooled me, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty much OLED. But there's certain parts you can see there is vignetting. The vignetting is subtle, and that's not really a big negative, I would say. It's very subtle effect around the sides. But in the color depth and the screen, in practice, though, forget about the OLED wars. Forget about the terminology. The screen, taking it on its own merit, is a beautiful screen. Do I like it more than the Pocket Air now? Software-wise, mixed with how closely it looks like an OLED, yes. This now beats it for me for the Pocket Air. This beats it for me over the Odin 2 personally. This wins out over the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, over the RG556. We already knew that. Performance-wise, you just can't touch the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that's in here. It is very, very good. Steam Deck is still my favorite handheld, but this, I think, is going to be my new handheld that I take on the go if I want to play whatever I want and do whatever I want. This is the one that's going to do it for me. So cool. Just really cool. And also, yes, I think you'll be pleased with it. I think this is one I can recommend. Let me take a moment here. But if you want alternative options, yes, you could go with the AYN Pocket S. You could look at the Pocket Air, which is still great. But I think this is going to beat it out now. You know, you're going to have to come out with some other strictly OLED handhelds to dethrone this now for me. Yeah, I'm stoked on it. I just want to mess around and play with it and learn more about it, which I'll relay in the final review. The other thing is, now this is a pre-production unit, but I do, after playing with it, you are going to get a little bit of smudging. Not bad, but it does show up a little bit. And I think this is the final shell, but I can't 100% say that. Nicole hasn't gotten back to me yet. And I don't believe the shoulders are final, but the shoulders feel on this just like a Vita's, and they're satisfying to press, and they feel good. The analogs feel good. The buttons themselves all felt great. Face buttons all depressed nicely. Pivot on the D-pad is great. Awesome for Street Fighter, as we saw. The joysticks, great Hall joysticks. Smaller, but they fit joystick caps, such as my nubs. Oh, I should have put some on while we were playing, but they fit the nubs, and they work well. Screen is beautiful. Front-firing speakers sounded awesome. Oh, that's satisfying. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got to get your nubs in your life. You got to get some Stubbs nubs. Those feel great. Those feel good. I'm biased, though. So I like the grips in the back, too. Lets you give a little extra grippiness. Temps stayed pretty well throughout, as long as you had that fan going. I definitely noticed it cooled down after I turned it back on. Not too loud either, which is nice. And the performance is just out of this world. So that was just, it's the smallest 8 Gen 2 device that I've ever seen or played with beyond my Samsung phone. And this is outperforming my Samsung phone. So good job, Team AYN. You got a home run here. I hope people really take notice and realize how cool these things are getting. Yes, it's a Vita in almost every sense of the word. It plays Vita games. We'll benchmark more Vita games, but it was running those pretty freaking well. Vita 3K emulation itself is the only thing holding back Vita emulation right now. So that's the one thing. Yeah. And sorry, comments are... You guys in the comments are having too much fun. Okay. Focus back here. So yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. What else is there to say, really? If you're interested in picking one of these up, it is available in our description below. The base model is $339. I recommend that. That's all you really need. You can get the $399 variant, which is the Pro model, and that's going to be 12 gigs of RAM and really set you up if you want to do a bunch of Switch emulation. You go for broke. Sure. Yeah, do that. But I think the base really is all most people need. Save yourself a little bit of money. This is all you need. And one more thought on the face buttons is everything to me felt placed right. Like the joystick up top works, and the ergonomic placement of the D-pad where things are all felt really natural to reach for, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, if you want to pick it up, in our description, like I said. And also, oh, I'm hitting the end of my rope here. It's a good time for me to end the stream, right? What? Neck with Stubbs nubs. I don't know what that means. Okay. So pick one up. This is a easy recommend for me. Yes. Okay. Before the review period, I was like, I don't know, we'll have to see. Now I'm a fan of this over the Odin 2. There you go. And once again, I want to thank you all for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks to our patrons, channel members, and subs for making this show and channel possible. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 a month. Join us in our Discord to chat and play games, and join me on the next video where we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different things. I think Computex handhelds, a travel log video, and more reviews and more Ally X goodness. So we'll be talking about that soon. But until then, stay tuned for the full review of this when that goes live. Thank you all for participating in the filming of the review with me. This has been fun. I hope it has been for you. Thanks for staying on with me for 3.5 freaking hours. And I will see you guys on the next one. But again, yep, thanks for watching. Until the next time, this has been Stubbs with Retro Handhelds. Take care of those handhelds. Let's retake that. Take care of those handhelds, everybody. And each other. Bye. All right. How'd everybody feel about that? 3.5 hours. That was crazy. Ah, man. But I got all the parts filmed I think I need for the video, minus some extra game testing and game streaming. But beyond that, I think we got everything. So good job, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there and for watching me and hanging out. And hope you all have an awesome Saturday night. Go do something fun for yourself. And yeah, I'll see you around.